Hi, welcome to the Knit Shift. I'm Laura.
I'm Lennis.
And if you didn't know our names, we put them up there for you. We are at Lennis's family's cottage in North Carolina, kind of near the beach, very near the beach. And we are drinking mimosas in the morning. So, cheers! We thought we would have a beverage and chat with you today. And the mugs really add a special vibe to it all. So, so yes, this is the Knit Shift. It's a knitting podcast where I talk about yarn and that kind of stuff. I live in Virginia. We're about not even 2 hours from home. I live in Norfolk, Virginia. Lennis lives in Virginia Beach, and we decided to podcast while we were down here for our girls' weekend. You'll find show notes at theknitshift.com. I'm on Ravelry as Yarnstormer and Instagram as Laura Mahalski, and we have a group for the podcast. If you search for The Knit Shift in the Groups tab, you will find us. I think that's everything. Oh, it's on iTunes and YouTube, so please subscribe if you haven't. Do you want to share your Rav name?
Yes, I'm Bookishly Fab on both Ravelry and Instagram. My Instagram is private, but if you have yarn in your profile somewhere, I will add you back.
Yes. So we thought we would tell you a little bit about what we're knitting this weekend and what we've been up to. We came down yesterday morning. We were actually early. Like, I did not think I would have my act together, but we did. And we went to, we came here and ran into Lennis's parents. They don't live here full time, but they came to show us a few things we needed to know before we settled in for our weekend, just the two of us. And we went over to, we aren't quite on the Outer Banks, but we're very close to them, and we went over the bridge to the Outer Banks, which, if I edit this right, you will have already seen where we drove over the bridge to get to the Outer Banks. And we went to lunch at what's my favorite restaurant on the Outer Banks, called Kill Level Grill. They have really good fish sandwiches, really good desserts. I had the key lime pie, which, if you follow me on Instagram, I probably have like 40 photos of key lime pie over the past few years. And what did you have?
Strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah, so we are eating quite well this weekend. We went to Knitting Addiction, which is just a couple miles up the road. And we ended up not buying any yarn. I bought some needles and I bought some stitch markers for a giveaway. But I left them over there and I'm not going to go get them. So I'll show them in another episode. But it's a good store. They've expanded a lot over the past few years, and they keep getting bigger and bigger. And they have a local dyer they had just restocked. I forget, is it Sea Star? Sea Star Hand Paints maybe is the local dyer. But they carry a lot of Cascade. They had Shalimar, which you were oogling.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they had really pretty like merino cashmere nylon. Was it worsted or DK maybe? Or was it all sock?
I think it was sock. They may have had some DK, but I was looking at sock. The colors were gorgeous.
Yeah, really pretty tonal stuff and super soft. But it's a good yarn store and the owner's really nice, so definitely check it out if you're in the Outer Banks. And then we saw Ghostbusters, so that was really great.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, we really liked it. All that crap about men saying it ruined their childhoods. Why can't I remember the plural of child? I almost said childheed. I swear this is
our first
full.
drink today.
It's 10:30 in the morning and the cups are really only this full, so I promise we're not. If we had recorded at like 9 o'clock last night,
it would have been a much more
I would have a good
podcast.
excuse, but
we might have been sleepy though.
Yeah, we were really sleepy. So we were like tipsy and sleepy and just overtired. So anyway, it was a great movie without ruining anyone's childhoods. And I'm pro Chris Hemsworth in that movie.
Oh my gosh, he was hilarious.
Yeah, he was great.
I mean, he's Chris Hemsworth, so he was not hard to look at all.
Yeah.
But he was also really funny in the part.
Yeah, it was nice to have them turn it around and objectify a man the way they would a woman,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Oh, he's just so stupid. He can't figure things out, but we're going to keep him around because he's pretty to look at.
I think Kristen Wiig was my favorite.
Yeah.
In the movie. I just like her I like her shtick.
Yeah, she's so good. It reminded me, it's very similar to what she does on Saturday Night Live, but I don't feel like it's in a bad way, you know? Like, she's just kind of this all elbows, like, gangly, awkward humor. I just kicked the table, sorry. Yeah, I liked them all, but I really loved Kate McKinnon's hair, and I'm trying to figure out, like, she had this cool bouffant, and I'm trying to figure out, like, if I can grow my hair a little longer, if I can, like, get mine to... It was like, if you watch the cartoon Ghostbusters in the 80s, she looked like Egon, you know, the blonde scientist, because he had this great, like, pompadour and the goggles that he always wore up here, and I feel like I'm on the brink of getting there.
You could do it with some, like, blow dryer and some gel.
Yeah, if I pin the sides back, kind of like would it be like I don't know how, would it be a side mullet, like short on the sides and tall on the top? I don't know. I'm getting there.
Tilda Swinton kind of has that going on.
Yes, she does. Oh, I love Tilda Swinton. She's so bizarre and awesome. I think she's a fashion alien like David Bowie was. I feel like they were very similar. Okay, so did we have anything else to say about our adventure here? It's pretty low key.
So. Yeah, we're just kind of being lazy.
Yeah, we watched Magic Mike last night.
We fast forwarded through a lot.
Yeah,
that movie is awful. The first one.
I can't even imagine how many times we've seen that, because we always watch it when we go away. We saw both it and the sequel in the theaters with our friend Tiffany. So we've seen it together probably like at least 4 or 5 times. But the sequel is way better, and that's like, today is our prime time viewing, so we're gonna watch that today. And I don't think we'll do much fast forwarding because the whole movie is so good.
No, it's funny. The first one, I think they were trying to be serious and arty or something, but it was really bad.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch 10 Things I Hate About You. We think it's on Netflix. We're gonna try and find it, and Trainwreck, which neither of us has seen. So a little bit of everything, so that'll be good. But let's get to the knitting. It's been almost 10 minutes and we haven't talked about any knitting. So why don't you talk about what you're working on?
Okay. I'm working on a pair of socks for my dad. Actually, not that long ago, Laura sent a message that she was going to have her brother buy some of Mustache Yarn's R2D2 colorway. I can't remember what it's actually called.
Yeah, I think it is R2D2. Oh, look, you saved your label. You're better than you're really good at this.
Should I show the label? Will that get you in trouble for copyright infringement?
It won't. I didn't dye the yarn. But the label says Star Wars.
That's what I like to call copyright infringement yarn.
Yeah.
Star Wars. You can cut that out if I shouldn't.
No, that's fine. I'm more snarky when I have a co-host, so we can leave that in.
Snarky.
Yeah.
And it's the OCD, so it has 2 skeins. They're actually separate skeins that you...
And they like match perfectly, so you could work on them both at the same time if you wanted.
And I'm definitely buying more Mustache Yarns because the base itself is just really, really nice to work with, and the dyeing is just...
Oh, that is really nice. It's like
so
super
beautiful.
High twist.
It's really high twist. It's squishy. It's just the perfect weight.
You can hold it up too. So pretty.
And I'm doing a toe up, obviously, with an afterthought heel. And I made the mistake, and I was really tired on Thursday night, and I really wanted these to be past the waist yarn so that I could knit while we watched Ghostbusters.
Goatbusters. At one point, Chris Hemsworth does answer the phone and says, "There's a goat on the loose at such and such." So yeah, Goatbusters.
Okay. So I accidentally used this black and white speckled yarn. It's exactly the same color as the particular stripe I was in, so that's going to be really fun when I have to pick those up. But they're going really fast.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever knit a pair
She
of
said
socks
she
this
was
fast.
like, were you like by the red? I don't even know where the afterthought heel is.
Last week.
You were like by the red maybe?
It's like right here, and I think Thursday afternoon I was like around the red, so I knit this much Thursday night, and then at the movie and yesterday I knit like...
Yeah, we knit a ton yesterday. And it was like our first night here, and we just sat around and watched Magic Mike and knit, so we each got a lot of progress done. Oh, you should show your bag too, because it's so
I have
pretty.
to show the bag. This is the B-splat bag from Mrs. Brown's Bags. I'm a big Grocery Girls fan.
Yeah,
Fangirl.
we're obsessed. We watched. Lennis already watched the most recent episode, and then I was like, "Can I watch Grocery Girls on the Roku?" And she was like, "Sure, I don't mind." So she had to watch it twice because.
But they're so fun.
Yeah, they're
I
really.
like it came with this
really
cute
fun.
little bee and honeycomb stitch marker.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
I didn't actually. It was like a whole kit that came with yarn. I didn't get that, but.
I kind of want the Grocery Girls to podcast with mimosas. I feel like they would be a lot of fun.
They'd be a riot.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
They're a riot in general, but give Jody some alcohol.
We could be best friends.
Yeah,
It's
I do.
Probably kind of
I really love how
weird.
I feel like Jody. I'm gonna leave this in, but I think Jody is kind of snarky, and I love that. But she tones down the snark on the podcast. I mean, I do
so
too.
I think in real life, she and I
Yeah.
would get along really
Yeah.
well.
On our last trip, I'm gonna tell about authentic Barbie.
Authentic.
Yeah, when we Lennis was on the podcast. I just looked it up. I think it's like episode 30. When we went to SAF in Asheville, we went with our friend Tiffany and we met our friend Casey and we all stayed in a house and it was so much fun and we're all counting the days till we do it again this October and we're in the same house. But Lennis, was it you the one who told us about the authentic Barbie?
Authentic Barbie, yeah.
There was this Instagram account where, Instagram is you present the view of yourself you want to present. And a lot of people make a living out of that, like influencers and bloggers and that kind of thing. And so it was always like Barbie going to Coachella with her friends, and this person would like pose a Barbie doll in these very Instagram-worthy sunsets and music festivals and like showing her fashion, and then you'd have a photo from above of like an artfully displayed breakfast table, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like our buzzword of the weekend. So we were like, we had a deck on our house, and like, so we took photos of each other, like fake laughing, and I actually, you were serious laughing in the photo I took of you, and I love it because your like hair is like modelly.
It is #authentic.
It is hashtag. It really is authentic, but we were being smartasses, and we're like #authentic, #blessed life in the mountains, #.
Oh no, we did. Casey took that picture.
Oh, you, yes,
Me
with
with
the
like I
mountains.
had my hat and like
Yeah,
I was wearing the perfect.
Yes, plaid shirt,
Mhm.
skinny jeans, and boots. And on our drive, we drove through the Blue Ridge Mountains on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we stopped. It's like Lennis is looking out at the expanse of the mountains and like holding, I don't even know if you were holding a mug, but I feel like you should have been if you weren't. But it was just very
But
cheesy
that
and
would have been awesome. If I had some
#authentic.
coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
A
from
little
Starbucks. Not Starbucks. It would have to be from
the local.
some local.
That's true.
Locally
Honestly,
sourced coffee.
I would have wished you could have held these mugs because they are just
perfect for authentic Barbie.
perfectly little tin. I guess they're tin. I don't know.
Mhm. These are actually authentic.
Mhm.
Like they have been here
Yeah.
since the cottage was built by
Yeah.
my grandfather just after World War II.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really cool. I Instagram some authentic stuff here. I love the stove with its old knobs, and we're sitting on like linoleum chairs from like the 50s probably. So I did a little gratuitous authentic Instagramming earlier. So anyway, yes, we're all about that authentic life here in the cottage. So, all right. Well, I have one work in progress to share with you, and it is my sock blank sock. This is, oops, sorry, I hope I didn't stab you with my needles. So I'm on the second sock, and this is Black Market Wool's sock blank, and I don't have a sock blank with me, so I have big feet, and I knit, since yesterday, I've knit like above this finger. I promise I'm not flipping you off. My index finger is back here. But I knit a couple inches on the foot, I knit the gusset, and turned the heel last night and knit much of the heel flap last night, and now I'm on the leg. So I really love how it looks straight on. I love this minty green, all this yellow, and actually it's the minty green here. It's kind of blowing out. We tried to time this right with the lighting, but it's a lot of minty green in here, some yellow. So, and I have finished the first sock, which I will show you. So here's the first sock. There's a lot more purple in it.
So awesome.
I'll hold them up side by side. So these are my first sock length socks. Yeah, it's funny how I haven't really looked at them side to side to see, but I think, yeah, I guess it's just a little less purple on this guy.
It's varied enough that it isn't really.
Yeah, you can tell they are part of they're just really nice fraternal socks.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what's left of the blank. This is her Black Market Wool's Rollin sock base. I believe it's a 75/25 merino nylon superwash. And it's pretty thin, so I'm using a size 0 needle. And it had a curse word on it, and it's now, I am and it earlier said fucking unicorn, which I'll bleep out. So I know I have enough to get through the whole sock, and I should have enough left over for a square or two in my blanket. So I'm very pleased with these. And I'm knitting these on Chiaogus, which are basically the only needles I use for socks. Pretty boring. They're my favorite.
Mine too.
And I'm carrying the sock around in this dumpling bag. I actually got this at Knitting Addiction about 6 or 7 years ago. And it's one of my favorite bags, and the person doesn't make them anymore. I don't even know who made it. There's no tag information, but I love it. And I love this there's like daisy stitching on the inside. I just think it's really cool. So, and I've been working on some secret knitting that I can't talk about yet, but yeah, that's mostly been it. I'm really pleased with my progress, and we still have the whole day ahead of ourselves to knit more. So, we also wanted to talk about some stash enhancement, aka yarns. So why don't you share your beautiful skein?
Okay. So I am a patron of the Bakery Bears. Yeah. I love knitting podcasts. Yeah. I got really into them this year. And they are now dyeing yarn. And at the moment, I don't know if they're ever going to go completely public with it, but at the moment, they're just offering it to their podcast patrons. So I was really lucky to grab some, because I think they only sell like 20 of each color each time.
I think Bakery Bears is one of the only podcasts that is entirely funded by its viewers. And I feel like that's kind of controversial, because I think they now that's their job. They make this podcast and they travel around. And I think the patron thing is really nice. I'm not a patron yet, but I am going to this weekend, because I just got paid yesterday and I keep forgetting to do it, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's a nice way to support people who are making their living doing this. So that's my too.
And they add a lot of extra, not really, they're not paying me to say this. Yeah. But they add a lot of extra things for their patrons. So you get tutorials, they put like pictures of all of their, what do they call it? Now I forgot the name of the segment where they travel. They post pictures of the locations and everything. So, but then another thing is that you can buy their yarn. And this is one of the first, they did 2 colorways at first, and this one is called Chatsworth Gold. And if you watch them, you'll know that's one of the places that they visited. Yeah. And it's just gorgeous. It's a merino silk, 75/25.
Yeah.
And they're calling this their
Byland base?
Byland base. Yeah. I think that's also a location they've been.
Yeah, it's super soft, and it's pretty in tonal, and it's really lovely in tonal, and there's some really pale bits, and it goes from like butter to gold, and there's speckles. Like, look at that hot speckle action.
Yeah, Casey was saying that it looks like honey, and it really does. It's just a really nice color. So this will be some sort of shawl. Yeah. It's just, I love it.
It's exquisite. And what was the first colors they put out? Was it a blue?
It was like a purpley white with like red speckles, and it was a Harry Potter influenced name.
Nice. We also watched Bakery Bears last night.
Me the name of it, but no, Quirrell Secret.
Ooh, nice.
You know, he has the turban.
Awesome. So that's great. And Lennis and I are also in different Hedgehog sock clubs. She's in sock and I'm in twist, but her sock is at home, and she's letting me buy one of her skeins because she doesn't like it, but I love it. So friends let friends buy each other's club leftovers.
I don't have money in my PayPal to make myself feel better.
Buy more yarn. Like, it's just the nexus of yarn buying. So I just flashed this on screen, but if you are a member of the Twist Sock Club from Hedgehog and you haven't gotten your package, look away. So This is my second installment of the Twist Sock Club, and I have to say I am obsessed. I love this so much. The color's name is Candy Floss, and as you can see, it's a ton of pastels. There's baby blue, I love this peach. There's this lovely peach color in here. Yeah, that light is perfect. And this buttery yellow, and then there's some kind of neon green here. I feel like it's not totally capturing it well enough, but this is pretty neon up here. It looks more buttery, but I promise it's neon. And there's baby blue and green. I love this back side here too with all these pink speckles, and it's great when you open it up too. So this is an 80/20 BFL Blueface Leicester wool nylon, 365 meters. So it's pretty, you can see that it's got a good twist to it. Block my face so it'll focus. It's got a really good twist to it, so this is definitely going to become a pair of socks. I find that hedgehog sock, it's the sock yarn proper, the twist is not strong enough to make a pair of socks that I can wear and keep them in good condition. I just think they wear out too much. So, and I think I said the color name is Candy Floss, which, if you are not familiar, is kind of the UK Irish term for cotton candy. So this definitely fits the bill. So this is 2 months in a row. I've really loved what I've received in the twist sock. So yes, this might be socks very soon. So I love it. So yeah, that's it for our yarns today. Maybe that's it for the podcast.
I think so.
I might edit this and upload it, because we're kind of in the boonies, but we do have Wi-Fi. So maybe I'll put this together and share it with you guys. So, all right. Well, cheers. We will clink you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.